Hi, my name is Mark Kennedy, and today we're talking about more local link building strategies. And today's particular topic is going to be press releases. You have to be careful with press releases. A lot of companies will say, "Oh, just do a press release and put some links into it, and you'll get a ton of links." And Google's smarter than that, and that's not the way they work anymore. Just because you release something into the press in a press release and it has links into it, doesn't mean that's going to help your SEO. The way a press release really works is if you do a good press release and send it out there, and it gets picked up by somebody. Now, I know we're typically talking to small, medium-sized businesses who don't do a lot of things that are press-worthy and things like that. But even on a small scale, a small business can do some things that are press-worthy and get some local links and some local press. So I'm going to give you an example for a painting company in the area who decided to be part of a fundraiser where they would, you would bring in a coat for the homeless, you would donate an old coat for the homeless, and they would give you a can of paint or a voucher for $100 off your next painting project. And they called the project the Give a Coat, Get a Coat program. So we're going to search Give a Coat, Get a Coat, and I'm going to show you what we did. So here's a particular press release that we put out there on PR Web for the drive. And we talked about what we were doing and the program itself, and we have a page actually on the website that talks about the Give a Coat and $100 off any project and things like that. So the press release was created, the page on the site was created, and then we released it. Once it was released, Google picked up the actual press release, which was nice. But just having that press release out there with a couple links to it, that's not going to help us. What we really wanted to do is to have some press picked it up, and that's exactly what happened because it had a nice hook and it was nice enough of a fluff piece that people wanted to talk about it. So they actually got some links from Philadelphia CBS Local. So CBS Local did a piece on it. So it got some local coverage, and it's got us some links pointing back to our site. So it wasn't the actual press release PR Web that got us links. It was links coming from those local sites that picked up the piece. So my point in this is you just don't do a press release about, hey, we're a basement waterproofer in your area or something like that, or 5 tips to paint your home. It's got to be something press worthy that where people will pick it up and want to talk about it, and that's where you get the link value out of it. So you hear people talk about press releases all the time, how press releases are great. They can be great or they can stink, and the ones that are great are the ones that have a decent hook to it. And it's not just you have to be a big conglomerate or big company to do these. I mean, this is a small painter who did a coat drive and got some press out of it. We had another client who sells prom dresses local to the Philadelphia area, and again, he did something where he created a prom dress fraud guide so that people who were buying dresses knew which ones were fake and which ones were real. And again, we did a little press release on that, and we got picked up by some different places. So just because you're a small business doesn't mean you can't put something together that's press worthy, but you just have to make sure that it's press worthy, or else the whole strategy is going to fail. So press release is a little bit of a more of an advanced strategy, but it's good because these are kind of links that you can build to your site that your competitors can't get. I mean, it's not the same thing where you're filling up local business directories and things like that. It's unique link strategies pointing to your site, which will help you get an advantage over your competitors. So it's going to take a little bit of a brainstorming on your end to put something together for a press release. But once you think you have something that has a good hook that's worthy, put the content on your site, and then put together a press release and put it out there and see if you can get some people to pick it up. And in the case of the prom dress, we actually got an interview, so you may get more out of it than you think, not even just from an SEO perspective, but from a business perspective. So if you're going to test this out, I would just make sure you brainstorm correctly. Some press releases may do well, and some may not get picked up, but you won't know unless you try. So I think this is a good strategy to implement if you can think of something good.